This is a few feet into the Great Swamp, and I'm camera happy. We got some water, and it looks like some pussy willows here, which I find quite pretty. And Bob has gone up ahead, so I better catch up to him. We're taking this very seriously for a relatively short hike. Bob is getting ready with his backpack, and I got all my hiking gear. Here we go. This is the first big intersection, and I forget, oops, I got a finger in there. I forget what this monument is. What is it?
Dr. John J. Malidi.
Oh.
Memorial Trail.
Oh, well. So we're heading to the left here. Where does this take us, honey?
This will take us down to Warden's Pond.
Okay, so we're heading towards Warden's Pond. One of the things I like about the Great Swamp is the prevalence of wild holly trees. You don't see them anywhere else. I've never seen them wild anywhere else. We've often thought about trying to steal a small one for our yard. But anyway, not today. And there's Bob checking things out, looking for toads. Ah. Speaking of holly trees, here are some really big ones. I didn't even know they could grow that big. I suppose there must be different subspecies or whatever. I'll have to look it up. I hope. Bye. So we're still moving along here, and I'm looking at some horseshoe tracks. Actually, there are some equestrians in here presently, although we haven't seen them. They left their horse trailer and 2 horses attached in the parking lot. But just scanning around. A lot of logging was done in here a while back to improve the habitat for some smaller animals. Back in the days when the Narragansett lived in this area, they did controlled burns to not only make good habitat for wildlife, but also to enrich the soil for farming. And more on the Narragansett later. Bob makes frequent stops to check out big trees, older trees that might have evidence of a hollow with honeybee activity, hoping for a feral honeybee population starting in the woods here. There are quite a few old large trees that they need with hollows in them, quite often formed not only by natural damage to the tree, but also insect activity such as ants and carpenter ants and termites to make a deep enough hollow to be habitable for the honeybees. But unfortunately, this is a warm day. If we were going to see any activity of feral bees, this would be a good day, but we do not see any. We have not yet to see any feral bee activity in Rhode Island. Unlike the Cornell woods, where they're doing quite well. The woods that belong to Cornell. The Arno Forest, I think it's called. Anyway, disappointing for Bob, but he never gives up checking it out and thinks about putting up his own bee boxes to try to catch some feral bees as they're running around. You do get swarms from beekeepers, so they have to go somewhere. This is the third major left, more or less major, and we are not taking it because we don't know where it goes. Something to explore in the future. This little left takes us to a nice lookout on a ridge. We are going to temporarily sidetrack here. Oh, this is a view from the lookout. It is quite nice, showing successive natural amphitheaters. There are quite a few laurel-like bushes in here also, laurel or rhododendron or something that have gone wild. And you see it's nice undulating country in here with lots of rock ridges and some erratic boulders that were left behind the glaciers and stick up out of nowhere erratically. But I gotta be careful I don't run a film here too. And here we are, last left turn to Warden's Pond, which is pretty hard to miss, in the old landing strip from, I guess, World War II. And here is lovely Warden's Pond, and this is where we used to land back in the days when Rick and I used to kayak down the Chickasha River, which comes into this pond, and that goes on another river to a launch plate takeout farther along. And I'm running out here, so I gotta be careful. We came out of the pond area, we took a left, and then continued right up this hill, which is probably the biggest one in the management area. And you can see it's not exactly Mount Washington. And pretty soon we'll be coming to the swamp, which is a lovely sight too. After passing the fields, second field, one had bluebird house in it, we again take a left to go to the marsh with the dikes around it. And maybe we see some nice bird life. I'm going to take more. It is?
This rock was made for me.
Yeah. And Bob says this is his favorite spot, a natural recliner. Yeah. Right in front of where we can keep watch for a waterfowl to shoot down. Not really, he wouldn't do that. Another view of the waterfowl area. Haven't seen any waterfowl yet, but soon I think. Oh, Bob says he sees some goslings. Where? Where'd you see them? Here we have another beaver hut and some ducks, probably mallards in front of them. And just sweeping around, there are always some osprey nests on those telephone poles. I see one off in the distance there. And just looking around more, we got part of the flooded branch of the river forest.
And there's the deer up there on the hill. The deer pasture.
Oh yeah, there's deer pasture up there. Yep. And here we have a goose of some sort. I don't know if we can, oh maybe it's a Canada goose. I can't see it well, but I think it's a Canada goose. And we had a cormorant here a minute ago that took off. Unfortunately I didn't have the camera on. The other ducks are still over that way. Yep, I took one. Here we have power lines, each with an osprey nest on it. It looks like the farther ones are probably occupied. And I think I did hear an osprey call a little while ago, although they may have probably fledged by now, I would say. But again, pre-seen. There's Bob again. And just a lovely management area, which is kind of the equivalent to a state park. Some more geese over there. And again, just another lovely view of this diked area. Over there are some other, probably ospreys sitting on something. And something which is either a stick or a great blue heron. Most likely a stick over that way. We're coming to the end of this part of it. And the trail wraps around to the right. I think we wrap around to the right. We'll find out in a minute. More ducks playing over there. Okay, honey, so what is this?
I believe it's a beaver path, because if you look at this and come straight across the road,
Yeah.
over to here,
Yeah.
you will see
Ooh.
a little mudslide. That's the beaver right into the pond, and all
Yeah.
the cut branches are chewed and tapered.
Yeah.
So he's adding to his little dam somewhere.
Yeah, and they're
Not sure which side he is on.
the management people are probably damming him.
And
Okay.
you throw the beaver dam down.
Here's another old beaver path coming from the swamp, going across and down into the water. And Bob says it's not being used anymore. He thinks that the DEM, Department of Environmental Management here in Rhode Island, must be getting rid of them because they're causing them problems. Which is kind of sad, but whatever.
2 osprey up there.
A couple of osprey up in the sky. I don't know if they're visible. Oh, there's one up there.
When they're circulating, they're hunting.
Yeah.
They may drop right in front of you for
Yeah.
something.
Wow, that'd be. Hope it drops. I'll probably miss it.
They'll dive
Where'd it go?
right in.
Oh, they're right over my head. Yeah. I can't see them through the screen. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. I won't get shot if I went down. Wow. Majestic. Okay. Canada goose feeding. Looks up once in a while. Of course, I know they're very rare and everything. Turn this way, young goose. Just see the white butt. Oh, he's got a white bill. Maybe it's the way the sun's shining on it. Huh. It's gotta be. And here we are back at the parking lot after taking the main road the whole way and bearing left. And we'll say goodbye to the Great Swamp Management Area. Yeah, nice walk.